Hey there, welcome to this installment of In the Lab with the Crafty Lab by Jessica. Today we're going to be making custom dog collars, and this particular customer ordered three. They're all the same size because they are adjustable collars, but all three dogs had different size necks. So I had her send me the measurements, and then I made the collar into the size that they needed, and then I made the design around that so that it wouldn't be covered by the buckle, because it's really important to have the dog's name and the owner's phone number on there, and we want that to be visible. So here I am measuring, making sure I've got the dimensions to match what she sent me, and I do. So now I am loosening them completely, because in order to put them in the heat press, we can't have any of those plastic buckles or anything under the heated portion. The part that goes in the heat press needs to be absolutely flat. So even that metal part, which would be fine going under the heat, we need that to be hanging off the side of the heat press. So we're going to pre-press them here for about 10 seconds. And I've got it at 395 for 45 seconds, but we're just going to have them in there for 10 seconds for the pre-press. And this is to remove any moisture from the material. You do this with wood, you do it with any kind of textile, and that is just to make sure that we don't have any moisture interfering with the transfer when we go to do the design. So they're pre-pressed now. I am using the paper trimmer to separate the designs so that I can attach them to each individual collar. So I've got little post-it notes stuck on the ends, and that's to keep straight whose collar is whose. And it's also to keep straight which end is which, because it's a round object, so it could go either way, but it's only going to work out correctly if I put the design in the correct orientation. So now here we are at the press, and through the magic of editing, it's done already. That was 45 seconds. This is the first one. I'm waving away the steam, and I taped it down onto the heat mat so it would not shift. And I'm going to bring that over now, and we're going to reveal it to see the results. And you'll notice I'm covering up information here because I didn't want to have anybody's phone number out there, and the ink does show through. So there we go. Shady's is done, and it's exactly what she wanted. She asked for a Cincinnati Bengals type background with obviously the dog's name and the phone number. So I got back to her with a few options for the font, the colors, the backgrounds. She made the final selections that you see here now. So now I am working on the second and third collars, and I am securing the collar down on top of the design with heat resistant tape. This is going to keep the design in place, which is really important so you don't get any movement or ghosting. And one major difference that I had with these collars versus the small collar that I did a couple of months ago is that the small collar is much shorter. So there is not as much room to hang those plastic and metal bits off of the end of the heat press when you're dealing with a much shorter collar. So I had to put that diagonally across the corner of the heat press, whereas this one I was able to put the entire collar over the heat press and have it dangle down on the other two sides. So these are done. I've measured them. They measure correctly, and that's what it looks like when it's all belted and looped. And here are all three of the finished collars together, and they look great, and they're exactly what she wanted. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, share, subscribe, and follow. Have a great day.